Hey guys, and welcome back to Art with Sienna and Olivia. Today we're going to be drawing this cozy little greenhouse with a cat lounging outside, and trust me, it's easier than it looks. I'll show you how to break it down into super simple shapes, and we'll be using some of my favorite Procreate tools like symmetry, duplication, and a few fun tricks to make the details pop. So, grab your Apple Pencil, open up the Procreate app, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to be doing is making a new canvas by going on this little plus right here and saying screen size, and making sure your iPad is in the vertical position. We're going to start, as always, with our background. So we're going to be taking a nice light blue color. Let's go for maybe this blue right here. And then for my brush, I'm using the round brush under painting, and we're going to put it up at almost the full size. Let's go for 56%, and then just go over the top here of our canvas and just brush along this first half right here. Oops. Perfect. And now choose a darker color, slightly darker, and then come on the second half. Just like this, and then we can Gaussian blur that like this. Let's go for 54%, and then I want to zoom out a bit and then add some light. So now we can go up here and add some more light, even down here, and then we can Gaussian blur that. So now we have a nice blue, just like this. Perfect. Now let's go on to our trees. So we can make a new layer. And for our trees, I want to grab, let's go for maybe, I think I like this color. So it's kind of in between green and yellow, and then right there. So for the trees, I'm just going to do a nice little kind of rounded motion like this. And hey, if you're having fun and learning something new, go ahead and tap that like button. It really helps the channel and lets me know you want more Procreate magic just like this. Perfect. And then let's get a darker color like that. Grab a smaller brush and just add these little leaf things. Like these simple cartoon leaves. They look like kind of uncompleted hearts. Some are like single, like this one. Just like that. And then let's grab a nice brown color like this. Make the brush a bit bigger. And then add, let's go a bit lighter actually. Add a nice trunk. And then we can even add some twigs, so it starts out big and then comes out smaller. Just like this. Perfect. And then now we can duplicate this tree and put it on the other side. So you can just slide to the left and hit duplicate, and then now we have it. And let's go to our Move and Transform tool and say Flip Horizontal. And then make this one smaller, making sure you're on Uniform and Snapping is turned on. And we can just come over here and just make this one smaller and put it on this opposite side. So now we have two perfect trees right here that look exactly the same, which is good, so we don't have to draw it again. And then we can just merge these two layers together. Perfect. Okay, now let's start drawing our greenhouse. So let's make a new layer, of course. Tapping the plus. Let's grab black, and I want to keep our same brush, and let's go really small, like 3%. And the first thing we're going to do is turn on symmetry by going to this wrench right here, going to Canvas in the Actions menu, turning on Drawing Guide, say Edit Drawing Guide, and here we have all these options. 2D Grid, Isometric, Perspective, and Symmetry. So we're going to click Symmetry, make sure our line is already in the middle. It's the default, so you don't have to move it around. And we can just click Done. And now we see we have Drawing Assist turned on, which means that if we draw anything on one side, it will mirror it on the other side, like that. So now we can start with our greenhouse. I want to start about right here and make a line coming out. We can tap and hold to get the perfect cloak shape, and then just release it. We can move it up a bit and make it come out more, like that. And then we can just come in here and kind of fix that up. And then now we're just going to add another line exactly like this one to make this more thick. Just like this. And then just add a line right there. Okay, perfect. So now we got our top roof right here. Let's go on to the side. So we're going to leave a little bit of gap right here. We're going to come all the way down, make another line just like we did for the roof. We're going to give it a bit more space, so like that. Perfect. And then we can come in here, and then this point we see here from this length side of our greenhouse, we'll just connect it with a little line like that to give it dimension so it doesn't look so flat. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and close this off right here. And then we can turn our canvas a bit, and then we're gonna make a line coming right here for our bottom. And then another line like this. We can make it a bit more smaller. Like this. And we can grab the eraser, put it really small, like 1%, and just erase some of this extra line right here. Perfect, just like that. Okay, now let's move on to our lines inside of the greenhouse where our plants are going to be resting. So let's see, let's start up here, or even the one over here. So I'm going to start up here. Okay, so keep in mind these lines are going to determine the width of our door, because our door is going to be right in the middle here. So I want to make our line not too big, not too small. I think this looks good right here. And you can just tap to get out of it. And then, of course, let's add another line exactly like this one. Just like this. And then let's also, let's see, add another line right here. We can make this line come up a bit more high. And add another line that is mirroring this one. Just like this. And then we can come in here and erase this line. I also want to erase these overlapping lines of this one, since I want this middle line to be over these two. Just like this. Perfect. And then let's also go down here and add one more line. Just right here. And then we can connect it over here and then just tap. And then let's also erase, we can put our eraser a bit higher, just erase these lines right here that are coming inside our door. And then also right here. Perfect. So now we got our lines for our greenhouse. Let's also now work on the door too. So we can go back to our brush, and then we're gonna actually start with our window for our door. So we'll come over here. And then make a line coming down like this. And then another line right here. We have a nice traditional rectangle window. And then let's see, I want to continue this line coming down like this. And then connect it right there. Like this. And then you can add one more line right here. And then let's also add one line right here in the middle of our window. And then let's add 3 lines on each side. So these are going to be like mini windows. Make sure they're completely straight. Oops. 1, 2. 3. Just like this. And perfect. So now we got our door. Let's also add a door handle. Just right here. Like this. Just add it right here. Right there. Oh, so let's also turn off drawing assist since I only want it on one side. So we can just erase this one. And we can turn drawing assist back on. Perfect, so we got our main greenhouse just right here. Let's start coloring it in now. So for the colors, I want to be using, I have a color palette right here and you can find it in the link below. So I have these colors in the first row, which is for our greenhouse. So let's take this first color in the first row and then drag it in into this top part. And I want to come in here for this little part and we can just grab a darker color and just fill it in right there. And then for this line right here, this side line for our greenhouse, I want to use this third color in the first row. Just drag it in there. You can say continue filling. And then let's grab this fourth color in the first row and for this bottom, right there. And then this is the color we're going to be using for these lines. So just tap right here. Perfect. And then for our house, or not for our house, sorry, excuse me, for the door, let's use this color right here, our fifth color in the first row for our door. So right here for the window, this line right here, and then for the doorknob. And you can just click this little check up here to get out of it. Perfect. So now we got our greenhouse just right here, the basic shape. Let's start, of course, with the main thing for a greenhouse, which is some plants. So let's go to our tree layer and tap the plus so we have it underneath our greenhouse, and then grab black. And then I'm gonna let's go for 3%. We're just gonna be drawing potted plants, maybe even smaller for a brush, 1%. We're just gonna be drawing potted plants, just like this. So a simple shape, like this, with an outer covering. And then we can just choose a nice color. Let's go for maybe, let's draw this in. Oops, I forgot to close that. Let me just save this color by tapping right there. And then we can turn off this layer and let's make sure we close this right here. We can just tap the plus. Or not the plus, this check mark right here. And then let's grab this color that we saved and now we can drag it in and it fills it. So I think this is a nice brown color. And then now we're going to go back to the tree layer and make a plus. And then we're going to add some flowers now. And just leaves and plants. So I actually want this layer to be over here. And we're going to just draw these little circles. Just like this. These little circle plants. I don't know what they're called, but I've seen some of these before. I can just draw some of that. You can even draw some hanging down from the side. Like that. And then even a little leaf right here. And then let's go back to our pot layer and then just erase some of this that is inside. Just like this. And then let's grab a green color and then fill, oops, let's merge these layers together. And then fill this in. Perfect. And then now let's move on to our different one. We'll add the shadow later. So we're just going to do the same thing. So let's make a pot. Connect it at the bottom so we close the shape. And then let's just grab the same color And then let's make a new layer underneath it. And we're going to draw a straight line coming up with some leaves at the bottom and also right here. And then a nice little flower at the top. So let's go for like a yellow-white color for the flower. And then a nice green color. For our leaves. Perfect, and we can just merge all of this together, and then let's add some shadow. So multiply, and then clipping mask, and just grab this pot color, and then just come over here and add some shadow. So we're only doing it on the right side, like this, and then underneath right here. Perfect. Now let's go on to our bottom one right here, a flower pot down here. So make a new layer. And let's make this one a bit shorter. So like this. We can grab this same color, make it maybe a bit darker. And then now let's just add some kind of these. Let's put this one above it like we did for the first one. These like little like leaf shapes. Just to add some interest to our drawing. And we can even draw some of these flowers. We can make them simple, so like a little heart shape, just like this, sticking out from our plant. Now let's go back to our pot right here, and then do the same thing we did for the flower one, where we erase it like this, and then merge the layers together. Now let's get some nice green color. Drop it into here, and then we can grab a nice light yellow color, just like this. And let's add some shadow to this as well. Multiply, clipping mask, and then just going over the right side, and then the bottom right here. Perfect. Now let's make a new layer and then come up here for our pot. So it's all just really easy once you get the hang of it. And never forget to close your shape. Let's grab this brown color right here. And then make a new layer underneath, and then I actually want to come back to our pot layer and then make it, you're going to use the freeform tool and push it a bit more in like this, and then put it a bit lower. And we can come here and then make a black line coming out, and then we're going to try a new shape. So I want to draw one of those like leaves. So it goes like this, see? Just like that. Just like this. And then we can go to the selection tool, go to freehand, and add is turned on. And we can just select this plant right here and just move it right here. Just like that. And then let's color that in. We can grab this nice green right here. And then let's just do 2 more. So one that's higher. We can drag that in. Grab black again. and make one coming out. Perfect, just like this. And then we can do the same thing, add some shadow. Just like this. Perfect, so now we got one column right here already filled with plants. Now let's come over here on the top, and I want to add a hanging plant over here. So we'll just draw like a little hanging thing right here. And I want to tilt it a bit. First of all, let's close this. And then I want to tilt it a bit like this. Let's use the warp tool so I can push it like this. Just like that. And now let's fill this color in with just like this brown color. And then we can just color that in. And then now, let's make a new layer. Just draw this kind of slightly rounded line and then this half circle. You can tap and hold. And then this is for our bowl for our plant. Just like that. We can grab the same color we used for the hanger and push it in there. And then let's just draw, let me actually put this one above. Just some, maybe like aloe vera. Just like this, and then we can come to the pot and then erase some of this. And then we can merge all it together. Actually, let's first go to our plant and delete these overlapping lines. Let's go for this one. Let's go for that right there. And then we can merge these layers together and then go to uniform, push them up a bit. And then just fill them with some nice colors. Just like that. And then we can even add a little vine trailing down right here with just some nice leaves. Let's go to our plant layer, our potted plant, and then erase the inside. Just like that, grab that green and then fill it right there. Now let's add some shadow. And then also along this underside. Perfect, just like that. Okay, now that we're done with this hanging plant, let's make this a bit smaller actually. This. I want to add some more dimension to our building. So let's go underneath all of our plants and then turn on drawing assist. And we're going to grab pure black, make our size 1 or 2%. And then we're going to just add these lines coming out from the top. And we're going to make them coming until right about here. And we're going to keep doing that until we have 4 lines on each side. Like this is like the lines that are on top of our building to give it more dimension. And we're gonna just stop them about halfway, just like that. Because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come right over here. Actually, let's go over here above this. Turn on Drawing Assist. And we're gonna come over here and make a line from there, from this line right here, coming out like this. Just a line like that. So it looks like it's going in and it's not just flat like I mentioned earlier. So now that we have that, we can make this a color by filling that in. Let's turn off Drawing Assist. And then what's also helpful is turning off everything, so you can kind of see what makes it not fill in. So we can just close that, grab this color, and fill that in. And then let's turn everything back on. And then now let's go back to our lines and make them come out just like that. And then we can just fix this over here. Let's turn off Drawing Assist. So we can just erase some of this. Actually, let's go ahead and delete this and then make it again, saying Drawing Assist, and then we can do that all over again. Just like that. Perfect. And now let's make a new layer, turn on Drawing Assist, and we're going to do the same lines in the same areas but coming down. Just like this. Just like that. Then I can even go to Freeform, or even select this, go to So select this, go to Freeform, and then just push this in a bit. If you want to have more space. Or we can just leave it like that. I think this looks good. And then let's go to this side right here. Push that in. Complete those lines. And then now we can just leave it like this and we have the dimensions. Okay, let's move on to the flowers on this side. So let's just come right here. Make sure to close it. And let's just take this brown over here. Drop that in. Make a new layer underneath that. And then I just want to make these little kind of fern type leaves like that. And then we can come in here, say continue filling. And if it gets too small, what you can do is make a layer underneath it and just color it in like this. And then I'm just going to keep duplicating this. I can say flip horizontal. And then merge those together and put them over here. Put it behind it. And then erase one of them. And now it looks like a really good plant. You can erase that. merge these together and then make them right there. Perfect. So now we can just duplicate this. So putting this one over here, making it a bit smaller by using uniform. Maybe we can just add one more. So right there, and then merge them together and then add some shadow. Perfect. So now we can merge that together. Let's go on to our next. So we're going to do the same. Perfect, just like this. We'll tap and get that color right here. And then I want to draw a really nice flower. So we're going to come over here and just draw this kind of leaf, close it. Another one right here. Add a little line. And we're going to draw a little circle right here for the inside of our flower, and we're going to draw the two petal. So it's like this, 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 and then this. So a really simple flower, but it looks super pretty. And let's do a light pink color, so like this. Grab yellow, and then finally green. Just like that. And then let's duplicate that. And then put it over here. You can make it a bit smaller. And then let's make this other one smaller too. By putting it over here and then putting this one over here too. And then we can duplicate this one, flip it horizontally, and then put it down here. And then we can make it bigger. Perfect. We can merge that and then add some shadow. Just like this. Perfect. Now we can merge those together. Okay, now I want to turn off all of these plants, just right here, everything, and then come back to our tree layer. And then make a layer underneath it. And we're gonna add just a really simple bush. Just like this. Kind of like grass in the distance. And we can just drag it in. Oops, let's make sure we close it. Now we can drag it in. And then now let's turn everything back on. Perfect. And then now what I want to do is grab this blue. I didn't even mean to rhyme. And then I want to come below everything. So this tree layer, I'm going to put it a new layer. And then on our main line layer for our greenhouse, I'm going to turn on something called reference. Now watch really carefully. We can go back to this blank layer right here and then fill in. Oops. We can fill in all of these holes right here in our house. Let's also come there and here. Perfect. So now it looks like it's like a blue greenhouse, right? Not a greenhouse. But what we're going to do is, the reason why I'm doing this is now I'm going to come to this layer and then lower the opacity. So now it gives us the effect of looking like a greenhouse. So we can lower it even more. Let's go for about 34%. So now you can see the trees turn a different color. Like if you go to a real greenhouse, if you look in this exact angle, you're gonna see that the inside is, if there's something behind it, for example, say a tree, just like this one, you'll see it's a different color as the real tree. It's like a lighter color, but then what a lot of people do is just it's a hard time getting that exact color because like, wait, how do you go lighter? What if it's too light? So this is a really good thing to do by just doing reference and then just lowering the opacity. Perfect. Now let's see. The last thing we're gonna add is a porch and our cat. So we can come to our greenhouse layer and then turn on drawing assist. We can turn off reference now. We're going to grab black and then we're going to make a porch like this come out. First of all, let's actually merge all of our plants together, just like this with the windows, with that as well. And then we can make it a bit smaller and put it higher. So just like that. So we have more space for our porch. So turn on drawing assist and then make like a line coming out like this, and then a line connect. So this is going to be our porch. Let's erase this line right here. And then let's also add another line here to add some width to our porch. And then of course some legs. And then let's add some grass too. Perfect, just like this. And for my porch, let's go for this color right here. Same over here. And perfect. Okay. Now let's work on our cat. So we'll just tap the plus right here. And then let's grab black. And then first we're going to make a circle like this. And then we're going to go to circle and then we're going to go on the top and push it down slightly to give it more of an oval kind of look. And then let's also add some some triangles for the ears. Just like this. And then add some of this inside texture. And then let's erase this line right here. Perfect. And then now we've got our head, so I'm gonna add some of our eyes right here. Let's just turn off our greenhouse layer so we can see our cat better. So we can draw the eyes. I actually just want to select that, copy it, then say paste, and so we have the exact same eye. And we can just draw a little nose like this. So we have our very happy cat. And let's come over here for the body. And then now let's draw the tail. So we can go like that in one big motion. Let's draw our hind leg, so right here. Just like this. And then we can just draw the paw. So we can just draw it and it comes out like that. We'll make this cat kind of chubby and fat. Let's actually, before we draw the paw, I want to go to the freeform tool and just push it up just very slightly like that. So now we can draw the paw. Just like this, and then it connects right there. Like that, and then we can connect. We can make another paw right here. Just like that. Perfect. So we have our very cute cat. We can add like that. Perfect. Okay, now we can turn on back our greenhouse layer, and then let's make this cat fit on our porch. So right here, and then let's turn that off and then add some color. So I think this peach color is nice. Or let's see, just like that. That color is good. We can just grab, so we have a brown nose And let's turn on the multiply layer. So clipping mask, grab this color. I want to add some of these little stripes on her forehead. Just like this. And then add some shadow. So multiply, clipping mask. Like this. Come over here. Just like this. Perfect. And then we can merge that together. And then of course let's add some shadow to our porch. So over here. Over here, let's also add some shadow all the way on the bottom over here. Perfect. So now we have that. Actually, I also want to add some more shadow to our whole house. Let's go to clipping mask, turn this on. We're going to come over here on our greenhouse. And then we're just going to blur that. Just like that, so we have a slight shadow. Perfect, so now we're almost done. I think we can merge the cat and our greenhouse together. Let's go to this big bush right here. Tap the plus and then scroll up to multiply. Turn on clipping mask. And now we're just going to draw a big line right here. Which is for the shadow for our greenhouse. Just like that. We can also add a little bit underneath this bench. Just like this. And then now we can turn off this symmetry line right there. And then just let's add a sun now. So let's grab yellow. You can just make a sun appear. Make the perfect circle. Go to uniform. I want to make it a bit more yellow. Just like this, and then we can put it right here. And now you have the option, if you want, how I say at the end of all of our videos, you can choose to merge all of them together, or you can just keep them like this in case you want to change something. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And there you have it. You just drew your very own cozy greenhouse with a cat, of course. I hope you had so much fun following along, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fun Procreate tutorials from both of us. And if you like this tutorial, be sure to check out this one I linked right here in this video. See you in the next one. Bye!